Hey scholars, today we're going to talk about the last of the amendments that I think are really important for you to learn about. There's 27 in all, but we don't need to learn about all of them in fifth grade. The Ninth Amendment just says that there's going to be more amendments that we can add. All it means is that we're not going to stop with these amendments. We're allowed to keep changing the Constitution if need be. The 10th one is more complicated. It says what the national government can do and what the states can do. Like, only the national government can declare war, but only state governments can establish schools. And then there's some things that both can do, like they can both charge taxes or they could both build roads, those sorts of things. The 13th Amendment happened in 1865 and it outlawed slavery. This happened the same year that the Civil War ended. And one of the first things Congress wanted to do after the war ended was officially outlaw slavery. So the 13th Amendment is a very, very important amendment in our American history. The 14th Amendment then, a few years later, said, well, we need to recognize that anyone born in the United States, even if they were slaves when they were born here, is an automatic citizen. Before that, just because you were born here didn't automatically mean that you were a citizen. And so a lot of African Americans were being denied their rights because they said, oh, well, you're not a citizen. This changed that. This made it so now slaves that were born in America were automatically slaves and their citizenship couldn't be taken away. Then the same year, they came up with the 15th Amendment that said all male citizens, even African Americans, have the right to vote. Now, that wasn't the end of the difficulties that African Americans and other races faced when trying to vote. Later, racists basically came up with other ways to try to deny African Americans and other races the vote, like charging them a tax or making them take a test. It wasn't until 1965 with the Voting Rights Act that that all ended. And then the 19th Amendment finally in 1920 gave all citizens, even women, the right to vote. Now, all of these happened because of civil rights activists. And here are a few civil rights activists. One is Martin Luther King. He fought for equality for all the races. Before him, there was a lot of injustice, a lot of inequality. So, what he did is he fought to make people of all races have the same rights. Susan B. Anthony fought for gender equality. At the time of she was alive, women did not have as many rights as men. So she fought for that. Cesar Chavez, he fought for workers, mostly farm laborers, but really for anybody. Sort of like how Martin Luther King didn't just fight for African Americans, Cesar Chavez didn't just fight for farm workers, but he mostly did. And then we have Harvey Milk. He was a gay rights activist who was a city councilman in San Francisco, and he was assassinated. But he was very important in the fight to make or allow gay citizens to have the same rights as everybody else. So, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do a profile of a civil rights activist. And I'd like you to choose one of the ones that I listed. If you want to do somebody else, just let me know and I'll help you find the research. I'm going to give you links for the 4 activists that I just highlighted for you. And you're going to find basic information: their name, type their name, the date they were born, the date they died. All of those people I told you they have died. What their focus was. So, was their focus women's rights? Was it equality for the different races? Whatever it was, their focus. How they died, because I think that's kind of important. 3 details: a famous quote, and you put a picture in there. Let me know if you need help finding the information, but I am going to give you the links for that. Stay safe and keep learning. Bye bye.